There are moments in life when something or someone enters your path, not to add another chapter, but to rewrite the entire book. Leo, what's coming your way isn't just a woman. It's not romance. It's not validation. It's not even destiny in the way you've been taught to understand it. It's an awakening. You've lived a long time under the weight of your own legend. The leader, the light, the lion. You've carried others' inspired rooms, turned silence into fire. And yet beneath all that applause, there's been a whisper that no one hears, a part of you that wonders, if I stop performing, will anyone stay? This woman who's approaching isn't coming to complete you. She's coming to reveal you, to strip away the version of yourself that the world rewarded and awaken the version that your soul has been hiding. You won't meet her the way you've met others. You won't be able to predict her, and the connection won't feel safe at first. It will feel like a collision between your ego and your evolution, and that's exactly the point. Because Leo, your life is not meant to stay in its current shape. It's meant to burst into a form so raw, so real, and so radiant that even you will look in the mirror and say, I don't recognize this version of me, but I've been waiting my whole life to meet them. So stay with me. Don't look away. Because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the 7 phases of transformation this woman will bring into your life. And by the end, you won't just know who she is, you'll finally remember who you are. Phase 1. The breaking of the mask. Before she appears, something inside you starts to crack. It won't be loud. It won't be dramatic. It will be subtle, like the quiet unraveling of a thread you didn't know was holding everything together. You'll wake up one morning and feel off. That charm you always carry feels heavy. That confidence you wear like armor starts to feel like a costume. And you won't be able to explain it, only that something in you is tired. Tired of being the strong one. Tired of pretending you don't need help. Tired of leading rooms while your own heart stays silent in the background. This is the first phase of your transformation, Leo. The breaking of the mask. Not because you've failed, but because you've outgrown the image that once kept you safe. This woman, she's not here to fall in love with that mask. She's coming to meet the soul behind it, and your spirit already knows that. That's why you're feeling unsettled, because some part of you senses she's near, and your soul is making space for her by clearing away everything that's not real. You'll notice it in small moments, laughs that don't feel honest, conversations that drain you, relationships where you keep showing up as the performer, never the person. And one day soon, you'll reach a quiet decision that will shake your entire world. I'm done being impressive. I want to be known. Life lesson. Phase 1. Sometimes the universe will start breaking your false strength, not to make you weak, but to prepare you for the kind of love that can only hold the truth. Phase 3. The fire of resistance. It begins as a spark, a quiet inner protest, a voice inside you whispering, this is too much, too fast, too deep. You start to pull away, not because she did anything wrong, but because her presence is doing something dangerous. It's making you feel things you swore you buried. As a Leo, you've mastered the art of owning the room, of standing tall even when your world is collapsing. But now this woman walks in and your emotional world starts to shake. Why? Because she's not clapping for your performance. She's sitting in silence, waiting for your truth. And truth, Leo, truth terrifies the ego. So you resist. You try to distract yourself. Maybe you flirt with others. Maybe you focus on work. Maybe you tell yourself it's just attraction, not transformation. But the truth is clear, you've never been this exposed. And it's terrifying, because you weren't taught that power could exist alongside vulnerability. You were taught to lead by example, not by emotion. You were taught that strength is stoic, never soft, never scared, never cracked. And now here you are, cracked open by someone who didn't even try to break you. Just by being herself, she's awakened a fire you can't extinguish. This is the fire of resistance. It burns hot. It burns fast. It burns because something in you is afraid that if you allow this to continue, you'll lose the version of yourself you spent years perfecting. But Leo, listen carefully. What's burning right now isn't your identity. It's your illusion. Life lesson. Phase 3. When your spirit meets the person who sees your soul, your ego will fight like hell to survive. But that discomfort, that fire. It's the sign you're stepping into the most honest version of yourself you've ever known. Phase 4, the collapse of the performance. There comes a moment when even the strongest lion must stop roaring. And Leo, this is that moment. Not because you've lost your power, but because for the first time you no longer need to prove it. Something inside you breaks and it doesn't feel like weakness, it feels like relief. You've spent so much of your life being the one who walks into every room, ready to inspire, ready to lead, ready to carry the weight of everyone else's expectations. But this woman, she never asked you to carry hers. And that's what undoes you. In her presence, you find yourself saying things you never thought you'd say. I'm tired, I don't have it all figured out. I don't know who I am without the applause. And for once, you're not judged for it. You're not pitied, you're held. This is the collapse of the performance. The end of the Leo who shined to be loved. And the beginning of the Leo who shines because they're loved as they are. You might cry in front of her. You might admit things you've never admitted to yourself. You might sit in silence and realize this is the first time you've ever been safe enough to stop performing. And in that stillness, something extraordinary happens. Your soul starts to breathe again. Because behind the roar, there was always a voice whispering, please see me, not the show. And now someone does. Life lesson. Phase 4. True love doesn't need your strength. It needs your honesty. Because only when you collapse the performance can your soul finally take center stage. Phase 5. The awakening of the forgotten self. There's a version of you, Leo 1, the world hasn't seen in years. Maybe not since childhood. Maybe not since before the pressure, the titles, the masks. It's the version of you who didn't need applause to feel alive. Who created just because it felt good. Who loved without calculating what it would cost, who cried without shame, who dreamed without limits. And when this woman enters your life, that version stirs. At first, it's just a flicker, a memory, a moment of joy so raw it almost hurts. But then it grows. You laugh a little louder, you rest without guilt. You create without planning to monetize it. You speak without editing, because you're no longer protecting a persona. You're returning to a person, the real you, the one who existed before the world told you how to be Leo. And what's wild is, you still shine, maybe even brighter, but now it's different. You're not shining for them, you're not shining for survival. You're shining because something inside you has finally come home. This is not regression, this is reclamation. You're not becoming less evolved, you're becoming more whole. She didn't rescue you, she reminded you that the truest version of your power was never built. It was remembered. Life lesson. Phase 5. The truest transformation doesn't make you someone new. It reconnects you with the version of you that existed before the world told you who to be. Phase 6. The expansion of your light. Leo, you've always been light. But until now, it's been directional, aimed outward, shaped for others, filtered through expectation. You've inspired crowds. You've lit up rooms. You've led with charisma. But here's the truth, that light was managed, measured, curated. Now something is shifting. You're not trying anymore. You're not adjusting your shine based on who's watching. You're just radiating, naturally, effortlessly, authentically. This woman didn't give you your light. She simply removed the dimmers. The ones put there by shame, by fear, by people who once told you to tone it down, to be less much, to be easier to love. But now you understand you were never too much. You were just never seen by enough. And as you begin to embody this truth, everything around you starts to respond. Your creativity deepens. Your voice carries more weight. Your presence begins to shift the energy in every room you enter, not because you're demanding attention, but because your energy feels like permission for others to do the same. Permission to stop performing, to stop shrinking, to stop hiding their wounds and calling it strength. Because Leo, when your light is real, it doesn't just illuminate, it liberates. And the world is starving for that kind of light. Life lesson. Phase 6. When you shine from truth instead of performance, you don't just attract admiration, you activate freedom in others. And that's a power no applause could ever match. Phase 7. The integration, becoming the new you. Transformation is never complete at the moment of realization. It's complete at the moment of integration. This is when the shift moves from thought to embodiment, from insight to identity, from breakthrough to baseline. And Leo, this is where you arrive. You're no longer trying to be authentic, you simply are. You're no longer asking, will I be accepted if I stop shining? Because now you know you were never meant to shine for acceptance. You were born to shine from alignment. The woman who sparked this, she was never the destination. She was the mirror, the match, the divine reminder that your power was never out there. It was buried underneath everything you thought you had to be. Now you walk differently, not heavier, not lighter, but truer. You say no without guilt. You say yes without apology. You inspire not to lead, but to liberate. And the best part, you didn't become someone else. You became fully yourself. This is the quantum leap no one talks about, not a moment of magic, but a quiet revolution of self that alters everything. Relationships shift. Dreams clarify. Your energy becomes cleaner. Your leadership becomes magnetic, not because it seeks power, but because it embodies truth. You are now the version of you that no longer needs the stage because your life itself has become the stage. And the performance over. Life lesson. Phase 7. Real change isn't just about who you attract. It's about who you become when you no longer need to perform to be loved. This was never about her. It was always about you. Leo, if you've made it this far, you already know this wasn't a story about falling in love. This was a story about falling back into yourself. About remembering the Leo you were before the world handed you a mask and called it strength. This woman, she's not your savior. She's your mirror. She appeared not to complete you, but to reflect the version of you that was always waiting behind the roar. And now that you've seen that version, you can't go back. You can't unfeel what it's like to be truly seen. You can't pretend your heart doesn't want truth over performance. You can't unknow the freedom of authenticity. You've crossed the threshold. The quantum leap wasn't about where you landed, it was about who you became in the process. The Leo who leads with presence, not pressure. Who shines with soul, not strategy. Who loves without performing and is loved without conditions. So now I ask you, have you ever felt like you've been loved for your light, but never truly known for your truth? Have you ever collapsed behind the image and wished someone would see the soul underneath? If so, I want you to comment below. I'm done performing, I'm ready to live. Because you're not the only Leo who's carried this golden loneliness. And your words, your truth may be the mirror another Leo is waiting to see. And if this message stirred something in your spirit, know that this is just the beginning. Here on Leo Zodiac Power, we don't do zodiac entertainment. We do soul revelations. So subscribe now if you're ready for more truth, more depth, more fire that doesn't burn out but burns through the illusions you've outgrown. Turn on your notifications because what's coming next will not just help you understand who you are. It will help you live it unapologetically, radiantly, and fully, Leo. Your quantum leap has already begun. And this time, you don't need the stage. You are the light.